Hey there, this is Michael from Brainy Face Project. Welcome to another monthly update. This is the second update since I kind of relaunched the channel just over a month ago. And holding myself accountable, I want to make sure that I'm looking at the YouTube channel, looking at the analytics on a regular basis, which I have been doing, but then really go in and kind of analyze it at the end of each month. And I want to share this with you because there may not be, too many people interested in this, but like I said in the last video, if there's anybody who's kind of noodling on the idea of starting a YouTube channel, or maybe you already have a YouTube channel and you're interested in just kind of looking at what somebody else is doing to try to grow their own community, I'm doing this on a regular basis and I'm learning a lot really fast, and I want to share those experiences with you. So as we get into the console, I've got kind of an outline that I'm following today, and I've grabbed some of the information from the YouTube Creator Studio, the YouTube Studio, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. But the first thing I wanted to say is thank you for anybody who has subscribed to the channel. I look at some of the huge channels and the fact that they have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. It's crazy. I can't imagine the pressure that they're under to create new content all of the time. But it's easy to get lost in the sheer number of subscribers that they have. I appreciate each and every subscriber to the channel. So plus 59 in the last 28 days. That means that somebody liked one of the videos enough to go ahead and click on the subscribe button, and that's how a community grows. And I'm really looking at the analytics, trying to figure out what you're interested in watching. And so as I go through the dashboard, that's something that I'm always thinking about, is how can I get better at what I'm doing? And then how can I actually provide you with content that you're interested in? And I think that's what it's all about. So the number of subscribers, 5,820, what is it? 5,823. So that's plus 59 in the last 28 days. And then as far as views, the YouTube console told me this morning when I logged in, your channel got 12,831 views in the last 28 days. So that's all inclusive, I believe, of the long form videos and then also the shorts as well. So if you roll all those up, there were 12,831 views in the last 28 days. And then that basically rolls up to a certain number of public watch hours. And I have had 1,021 additional watch hours. So people together have actually built up 1,000 hours of watch time. Now for monetization, and I'll pop into this. Actually, why don't I just do it right now? I'll just pop over there. I'll just go right into the earn section here. So I just popped over from my mind mapping software into the YouTube Studio, which is available to creators. If you start your own channel, you'll have access to this. You can go in to the YouTube Studio, and you can basically just go, like I'm going to the upper right, you can just go to your channel if you want to, and that shows you your regular YouTube channel. But if you're logged in, you can then go over and click to go to YouTube Studio, and then it takes you into this. So on the left hand side, then I'm just going down to the earn category because there are requirements for monetization. And I'm just going to scroll down here and take a look. You need to have 1,000 subscribers. So I've got more than that. That's because of you. So thanks again. I've got 5,823 subscribers as of this moment in time, March 31st, 2025 at 1:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 5,823. Another weird thing about that, though, is the number of subscribers can actually go down. Like, I've learned that it's weird. Like you get done posting a video and you're all excited. You click that publish button, and then you maybe get a couple views, but then instead of subscriber count going up, I've noticed like sometimes it goes down. And it's this weird little phenomenon that takes place. But then usually what happens is it goes down by 1, 2, 3, but then it'll go up by quite a few more. So maybe 5, 6, 7 at a time. But that really ties into producing new content. I'm going to get into the content here, but that first check mark is definitely there because I've got enough subscribers. But there's this other piece, which is the number of what they call public watch hours. And this is for monetization, which, let me just stop and pause. You probably know what that is, but it basically means that YouTube will pay you a certain amount of money for the number of views that you have, the number of hours watched on your videos. And the reason they do that is because they'll serve ads to people during your videos. I've been learning more about that as well, thinking about that. Ads are a real thing in the YouTube universe, but you have to have 3,800 public watch hours, or actually you have to have 4,000 public watch hours, and that's for the last 365 days. And that's a rolling number. So if I had a video that did really, really well, 360 days ago, and then like I lose those views as those days start to move forward. It's this rolling window of time. So what they're basically encouraging you to do along the way is make new videos. You can't just sit there and rest on your laurels and say, well, yeah, I'm going to get paid for the rest of my life on these videos that I did, because you have to have people still watching your videos. Old content could still be relevant, but it's usually the newer content that generates more views up front. So I've got 3,800, and so I'm 200 hours away from that. So we'll see what happens next month. 200 hours based on the trends. Maybe I get those, and in that case, YouTube will probably say, hey, you're able to be monetized, and so that'll be nice. Even if it's just a little bit of money, it would be good, because I'm putting a lot of time into these videos, and hopefully you're getting value out of these, but it would be nice to get some recognition from YouTube. AdSense is what they call that. And then there's obviously other things in the works too. So anyway, that is the public watch hours right there. So I'm going to switch back over to the mind map. Oh, and I wanted to show you one more thing though. It's up here, and this is cool. This actually unlocked for me. This is unlocked. There's another tier above monetization, which is the AdSense revenue. And this is start earning your journey. And they've got this, I forget what the requirements were on that, because I satisfied them. I think it was like 500 subscribers, and then there was a certain number of watch hours. And so both of those boxes got checked pretty quickly, because a couple of my videos have done really well in the past month. And so this is unlocked, but I haven't done it yet. I was talking with a friend, and he said, yeah, you should totally do it, because you never know, people might want to support you. And I was like, well, I don't know if that's the case. I'll probably do that, but you can actually grow your community. And then they've got these supers, so people can do super chat, super stickers, and super thanks as well. And then there's also shopping opportunities, so you can connect your online store to YouTube. And this like hasn't been a focus for me. Right now it's about producing the best quality videos that I can produce and doing it on a regular basis. So that's been more of a priority, but I'll probably like in the next update video, you'll see if I did this, and I'm thinking that I might just do it, because why not? And hopefully I'm also then monetized down here as well. But I think YouTube has to send me the form, and then I have to go through and submit for that, give them my bank account information and all that stuff so they can deposit checks. So back to my mind map here. The most viewed videos, the top 5 videos. This is important to me, because this really helps me calibrate to understand what people actually want to watch on the channel. And that's been a hard lesson for me too, is like you get these ideas and you go, oh my gosh, this is such a fantastic idea. This is something I totally would want to watch myself. And then it maybe just falls flat. And even if you think you know the community, like this community it's a whole bunch of different people. It's not just one person, but it's a lot of people. And people's interests are changing all of the time. And so I'm trying to just look at what is most relevant and calibrate to that. That's why if people don't comment and they don't like videos, then YouTube creators just have to look at the analytics behind it. So if there's something you love, if there's something you hate, put it in the comments. I found myself like, I have different YouTube accounts, and I've been going out and watching a lot of these small YouTube content creators, and some of them have 500 subscribers, and I can just see them trying so hard, and I know now how much work it takes to create those videos. And I'm just in there, I'll comment under one of my other pseudonyms, great job, keep it going and everything, because that matters. When you're sitting there and you get 0 likes on a video, it kind of makes you wonder, does anybody really care about this? So it forces you to look at your top videos. And for me, over the past 28 days, it was the AI voices just leveled up, Meet Sesame. The next one was a short. And those are usually paired together now. I'm trying to, when I do a long-form video, I'm trying to do a short as well. So that makes sense. And some of the traffic to the bigger video actually came from the short, despite what people tell you on some of those other content creator channels. They'll say shorts don't matter, screw shorts. It's a waste of time. You shouldn't be doing shorts. Just focus on your long form content. I don't think that's the case. I think that people watch shorts. I watch shorts. I just sit there and I scroll. And so I'm trying to do a short, either the day of or the day after I do a long form video. But, I got a lot going on too, so I don't always have the time to do both. But they usually pair together. This ChatGPT 4.0 just took image generation to the next level. That one I just actually posted a couple days ago. This video literally is 48 hours old, but that actually is doing pretty well. ChatGPT 4.0 generated these images, how I made a matrix style video using runway first frame. These are some of my top videos right now. And that wasn't a short. That was actually the full video there, and then the short went along with it as well. So those are grouped together, and then these two are grouped together too. And then I did this one, which is how I made a matrix style video using runway first frame. That was a tutorial video, and I had a lot of engagement. When I looked at the statistics on that, most of the people who started watching that video, even though it was really long, they finished watching the video. So what that told me is that there's an appetite for tutorial videos on how to actually do something like a cool effect. And so I'm going to use that metric, and you'll probably see me doing more tutorial type videos. Now, when it comes to impressions, I'm not going to do a Sean Connery impression or something like that. That's not what we're talking about. But I'm talking about let me just go into the reference here. I made a note of this. So impressions and how they led to watch time. So impressions refer to the number of times your video thumbnail was shown to people on YouTube. And that's pretty important. The thumbnails, I'm learning thumbnails. I do cheesy thumbnails because you kind of need to, the goofy faces and stuff like that. It's fun to do them. It's fun to edit them in Photoshop. And what you can't have is just plain text on a white background, that just has the video title. So those impressions are greatly formed by the number of people who see the thumbnail, and then do they actually click on the thumbnail. So the impression is just, here it is. It's up to you if you're going to click on it as a viewer, but those impressions are served via the YouTube homepage through search results. When you type in keywords and you come back and go, oh, I want to learn how to make a homemade pizza, and then you see the top thumbnails, sometimes it's the best looking pizza. You might click on that thumbnail. Search results, suggested videos as well on the right-hand column, and then the subscriptions feed. And that doesn't include external sites or embedded videos. So I'm looking more at the impressions, and I was wondering, is anybody actually clicking on my videos? Do I suck at that? Or are they actually doing something when they see the thumbnail? And what I'm finding is the thumbnails are actually working pretty well, because the click-through rate, I'm not going to get into how they actually form that, but what it is the percentage of people who saw your thumbnail and they clicked on it to watch the video. Okay, so that's a really important metric. There's a calculation there, but 2.5% is the average, and you can see that the 3.9% that's good. That's right in the average spot. So I don't know if I could even get that up to 6% or more, but below 2% means your title or thumbnail may need work. So if it's not a compelling thumbnail, that actually makes sense. Like they have to click on it, but the other part is having a title that people like. And so I'm learning more about titling and thumbnails, because if it doesn't look good, people aren't going to want to actually click, especially if they've never seen the channel before. So enough about the impressions and the CTR. Collapse those. Oh, actually, I need to do that. How many videos did I create? I did 10 videos. I can't believe I did that many videos, actually. And then I did 5 shorts. So with the 5 shorts down here, not going to focus on those. Those are kind of like the mates to the longer videos. But if I look at the top 10 videos, I did a couple of these in red and a couple or a few in green. The green ones are the ones that are doing better than the others, and the red ones are ones where I look at it and go, I dropped the ball on that one, or it just didn't connect with audiences, at least at this point in time. And then I've got these kind of beige ones. Those are neutral. I just did this one like, I don't know, 24 hours ago or less. I sold all my Adobe stock, and here's why. It's a different type of video for the channel, but it's something I felt really strongly about. I try to get into the ethics of AI and how big companies are working with content creators or against them. And so I did a video on that. You can check it out if you want. But then the green ones, these are the ones that did really well. The ones that I like, let's do something practical with this. What did I learn? I learned from this. I captured the total lunar eclipse with the Sony DSC HX300 that not a lot of people cared. Now, some of the people who watched it may care a lot, because this channel started out as a HX300 channel with a lot of videos that I had produced that have a lot of views, but only 66 people watched. And I was using that as kind of a litmus test to determine whether or not I should take the time to do more videos for what is arguably a very old camera, because I want to make sure that I'm giving the community what they want. But I didn't get a lot of likes on that. I didn't really get any comments. So that tells me that was a dud, and I probably shouldn't focus on the HX300 camera anymore. Like, that was way back when the channel got its foundation based on that. But unless I hear otherwise, like, if you want to see those videos, please let me know. Give me a comment, because if you don't, I don't know. All I have is that metrics that nobody is watching those videos, and it takes a lot of time to do these videos. The other one was ChatGPT 4.5 preview. That one was a weird one, because I hit record early when I was just kind of like messing around on a new platform, and then I realized that my credits were actually going to run out, and I just decided to post the video anyway. I had some engagement on that, but yeah, that one I even thought about taking it down afterwards. But I have a rule that I'm not going to take down any videos unless there's some kind of weird issue that I can't foresee. It's not up to me. Like, I can't just say, well, that video sucked and nobody's watching it, so I'm going to take it down. I want all my videos to stay on the channel, because this is also a way to learn as well. And then that one about me finding my Sony cameras, that was a big deal for me, because I had a huge bin of cameras that was lost for a long time. And so I recorded it, because I said on a couple other videos that I would record me doing it, and I wanted to follow through. Man of his word, does what he says he's going to do. I said it a few times, so I felt like I should definitely do it. 81 views on that. It was a fun, nostalgic trip down memory lane looking at those cameras, and I'm so glad I did find my HX300, and that's why I did that video right there. So I did the HX300 camera with the lunar eclipse, staying out all night, watching the moon, the full moon disappear. It was like this magical, mystical experience, and I'm so glad I did it. And that will probably mean something to me years from now, just being able to go back and watch that video, because it was really cool. I don't know if I'll be able to do it again when we have the next lunar eclipse, and even if I'm around when the eclipse comes, maybe there's clouds in the sky. Okay, so that's how many videos I created. I'm just going to pop over here to the dashboard again real quick, and just to take a look at this. This is a lot of what I just went through on the dashboard page. If I look at the content, this lets me know chronologically which videos have actually been posted. I can see the likes versus the dislikes over here. I'd say overall, pretty good percentages. There's always going to be haters on every type of video. To me, that actually shows, and this is one thing that I've learned, is that you have some level of engagement. If somebody took the time to even dislike a video, that means that they're giving you feedback. And so I appreciate even the dislikes, even though you want to get 100%, it doesn't always happen. But like this video that I did is using AI for job interviews cheating. That was a different type of video for me, and it was an experiment. I really enjoyed doing it. I wanted to provide useful content for people, and I will do other videos like that about practical applications of AI. I'm planning to do one which is an overview of AI for beginners. That actually might be like a multi-part series. So the fact that I have 100% on that one, I have only 563 views, but I just did that one like March 21st. Like that was like 10 days ago. And what I find is that sometimes it takes a while for a video to get traction. You can't just post a video and go, well, I hope I get 1,000 views right away. I'm not a big channel, and I shouldn't compare myself to other people, because if I'm doing that, I'm going to drive myself crazy, right? I appreciate each and every view that I get on the video. That means, especially if I have a like, that connected and was useful to somebody. So if you're one of those likes, thank you. I appreciate it. Going down the list here, sometimes I do tests. I got this new camera set up, and I'm still learning how to get the best image possible. So I posted up a test video. I got 4 views on that, which were me, myself, I, and I guess one other version of me. But yeah, this is really helpful information. But then when you get into the analytics, this is really cool. And I'm probably going to do like a standalone video on how to do statistical regression analysis. It's a little bit more advanced, but I'm just using the information in the dashboard right now. I think the correlation between what makes one video better than the other and how it actually engages the audience is important. And you can get some of that basic information in here. And like you can see how long people watch a video. You can see like those shorts. Actually, wow, I did that Sesame AI, and right out of the gate, as soon as it posted, I had somebody that said that the short was like a cringe video. I was like, oh, well, gosh, people didn't like that short for whatever reason. But I was wrong. One person's opinion doesn't necessarily matter that much. That short actually has almost 2,000 views, and that probably got a little bit of attention where people then clicked and watched the full video as well. I saw that there was some correlation between those. And then this one I just posted at first, and this was 1,000 views. Like this one just went up like a couple days ago, March 28th. That was just a couple days ago, and that's actually got some pretty good views as well. So yeah, interesting to get in here into the console. So what did I do this month? Let's wrap this up here. I just got a couple things I want to talk about. Experiments. I'm still experimenting with shorts versus long form content. And I think it's worth doing the shorts. That's the takeaway there. It takes a little bit of extra time to create a short, but it's almost like a billboard to some people who may not otherwise see that you're posting videos. But some people sit there and they just scroll through, and if there's a short that catches their attention, that might be the hook. It's like almost like a movie trailer for your own video. So that's how I'm approaching it. And I'm just ignoring the people who are out there saying, don't waste your time doing shorts, because I have fun doing the shorts, especially when I introduce the AI elements into them. And I try to make them fun to watch, and I'm following the idea of a short. I try to keep it less than 30 seconds, and some of those are like 15 seconds long. Those tend to be the most effective ones. I'm also focusing on making videos concise. When I did my ChatGPT 4.0 video at first, I had myself actually doing all the prompts and typing them in, recording it. I narrated the whole thing, and it ended up, I couldn't believe the timer, but I thought it was going to be a short video. It ended up being over 40 minutes long, and I just basically thought, I wouldn't watch that video. Like, that's way too long. So I'm focusing on editing things as tightly as possible. That's a skill. You don't start out just knowing how to do it. I've been doing video editing for 25, 30 years, but editing YouTube videos is an entirely different beast from doing like short films and documentaries, because usually you have a director that you're working with and you edit based on the mutually agreed upon kind of vision. In this case, it's just me doing everything. I'm doing the ideas, doing all the recording, doing everything myself. And so I have to be honest with myself and say, let's go ahead and keep it tight. So yeah, it was really long. So now I'm focusing more on what does the viewer want to see. And so I re-edited that video down, and I think I got it down to 12 minutes. And it seems like that one's connecting with some people. I even took myself out of that video as an experiment. My face isn't in the thumbnail and my face isn't in the video itself, because I thought, you don't need to see me. It's about prompts in ChatGPT 4.0 and what the image looks like. And so I think you'll see more experimentation of which videos require you to see me. And there are some very successful channels out there that literally have like millions of subscribers. They call them faceless channels. And that's great that they're successful. The only issue I have with that now is because of artificial intelligence, I don't think the newer channels that are faceless are going to be as successful. I think that having a human connection, at least for me, is important. What do you think about that? Do you like having like an actual person show up? I do. And you can usually tell, even though the AI voices are really good, like the Sesame AI voice video I did. If you haven't watched that, check it out. But they're getting really, really good. So it might get to the point where people could be replaced. But humans know there's something about authenticity and having a real connection. So for the most of the time, I'm going to be in those videos. But I did an experiment, and it actually gave me an idea for a new series, which I'm actually pretty excited about. Not going to say anything about it now, but we'll see how that one lands. In that one, I actually did write a script for this other video that I did, which was, is using AI for a job interview cheating? And I actually wrote a script out for that one, which I usually don't do. Usually it's me just talking off the top of my head, but I wanted to keep that one concise. And so I also included video clips. I hadn't done that on any of my YouTube videos. I always like when YouTube videos have clips of people and there's content like video that's relevant to what the person is talking about. That one took a really long time to edit down. I was surprised at how much work I had to put into that, like easily a full day on that video, even though it's, relatively short. That's one thing I'm learning too, is that the shorter, the more concise the video is, the longer you have to edit it. There's a ratio between those. And so it's easy to just hit record, talk, and stop record. Sometimes those videos land, but usually if you want to really make the best use of somebody's time, you have to edit that, script it out. So I changed my position on scripted videos. I think there's definitely a reason to do those, especially when you have a strong message that you're trying to convey. And my video, the AI for beginners, is going to definitely be scripted because I'm writing and researching it. So I wouldn't remember all the facts that I'm going to include. All right, so let's wrap here with things that I noticed and learned this month. It's better to create content than to consume content, but it usually turns out to be way more work than I originally thought. I was literally sitting there one night over the past month, and I was reading an article about creating and how people make excuses that if you just spend time thinking about things and thinking about video ideas, that you're going to get really good at just thinking about those things and writing down to-do lists and video ideas. And so I just shut my phone down and I went and I did a video. And that was the most satisfying feeling, is instead of me just sitting there thinking about it, do a video. That's the only way that you're going to get better at something. So that was cool. My workflow is becoming more efficient. And as part of that, I did switch over from Adobe Premiere and Vegas. I always want to say Sony Vegas, but it's Magix is the company that owns it now. But I switched over to DaVinci, and I love DaVinci now. I feel way more confident. I'm learning all the keyboard shortcuts. I'm finding that I'm in the state of flow now where I'm editing instead of scratching my head and being like, how the heck do I do this? I used to do it this way when I was in this software. Now I don't have any idea how to do it. Now I'm at the point where I know what I'm doing for most of the stuff in DaVinci, unless I want to do like a really cool special effect or something like that. So my confidence is growing in terms of editing. It used to be really strong using the other programs, but they crash too much. That's why I switched over to DaVinci. And if you want to see videos on DaVinci, let me know. Sometimes when uploading a video, might lose a couple subscribers. I think I mentioned that before. Yeah, but then all of a sudden, I'll gain a few right after that. So I don't know what happens there. That it takes a while for a video to hit. Don't sit there and watch the view count. It can be very deflating after working for several hours on a video, uploading it, and then seeing that the video only has a few views. What I found is that sometimes it needs to bake for a while. I think a good example of that is the ChatGPT 4.0 video with the prompts and the examples. After I did that one, like, seemed like nobody was watching it, then boom, all of a sudden it's over 1,000 views, and that video is just like a couple days old. So I'm optimistic. We'll see next month, how does the ChatGPT 4.0 video do? It might actually take off and get, you know, another 1,000 views, or it could taper off, but time will tell. But you just have to let it bake for a while. Shorts make a difference. I mentioned that a couple times. And then another thing that I've learned here is it's a good idea to watch your video that you posted in incognito mode. When you go into your browser, you can actually surf in incognito mode. So when you go to YouTube, it thinks like you're a brand new person. It doesn't have cookies on your computer. It doesn't track you. It's just like, oh, well, here's a new YouTube experience. You search for your own video and you watch it. The other thing that does is it forces ads to come up. I have YouTube Premium and I don't have to watch nearly as many commercials. The only commercials I really need to watch is when people do those in video where they say, now it's time for this week's sponsor, and they spend the next 30 seconds and I'm like tapping through to try to get past that video because I pay for YouTube Premium and I don't want the ad. But when I log in under those basic accounts, then I'm forced to watch the advertisements. And what I found is there's a correlation between when people stop watching the video. At first I was thinking like, well, they just got bored at this particular mark and they just stopped watching, and I'm thinking, what did I do wrong? But when I logged in and I watched it under a different channel where I don't have YouTube Premium or in incognito mode, I'm noticing that, well, at 4 minutes and 30 seconds, like I lost a lot of viewers. At that point, they stopped watching the video, so the retention rate wasn't good. Why? They got an ad. Who wants to sit through some stupid ad unless the video is really good? A lot of people will, but that's what I'm learning is you have to have like a hook. And as soon as I get monetized, a friend of mine sent me some information about like where to place your ads. Like that's something you can choose as a YouTube content creator. And so I'll be experimenting with that as well, because YouTube's going to serve ads to people who don't subscribe. That's just the cold hard reality of it. But you can actually place them, I think, to some degree. Don't have total control, but you can determine where and about in the video those ads get placed. So why? You can see when people stop watching. The ads are usually when people drop off, and I'm just used to surfing with YouTube Premium. And here's the last thing, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap. Seems like these videos are going to be about 30 minutes in length when I do these each month. Importantly, comparison is the thief of joy. My wife and I were talking about this the other day, and she said that, and it just hit me so hard, like, oh my gosh, she was so right. And I think this is a good life lesson for people too. Whenever you're doing something, it's easy to second guess yourself. The loudest voice usually that I hear is the voice in my head that's telling me that something wasn't good enough, that I should have done it better. That voice gets so much louder when I watch other people and I compare myself to them. I watch some of these YouTube creators and I'm like, oh my God, like they have 1 million subscribers and so they're really good at what they do. One thing I've realized is that a lot of those channels, it's not just the one person that you see. They have a writer, they have a lighting crew, they have like editors, they have all of these things, and they've built it up over time. They're just the talent that you're seeing on screen. With me, it's just me for everything. So I can't and shouldn't compare myself there. But even in that case, it doesn't matter. There could be somebody else who's just a one-person show and they've got tons of subscribers. That doesn't matter. If I start to compare myself to what they're doing, I'm going to rob myself of the joy of learning along the way and building a community by figuring it out. Because so many people tell you, you have to do this, you have to do that. And you know what? You don't have to do anything. What you should do is what you want to do. And what I want to do is keep connecting with the community here and making better and better videos that calibrate to what people actually want to see. And so that's what this is all about. So thank you for watching. I'd really appreciate any feedback you have. If you have any questions or anything like that, I'm an open book when it comes to how I'm building this channel up. And I do appreciate your views, and I hope you have a great week. Thanks for watching.